Yo, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Killjoy Jake YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, talking a little horror with us tonight. I'm joined by my good friend, the Night Watch Zone. How are you, my friend?
Ready to rock, man. And I really enjoyed that title that you put for this stream. This is like an inside, this is almost as much of an inside joke as the original name of the Lethal Collective.
Which people still haven't guessed, which is we're every opportunity we can to bring that up, man. It's too much fun.
We're marching closer and closer down the road. You know, we're heading towards the middle of town. We're still on one of the roads, so
someone will figure it. Erica is very close. That's what I'll say. Erica's with us tonight, and she's been nonstop messaging me. I have not said any. I have given nothing away. Night. I just hope you know, but Erica has been like relentlessly trying to figure it out.
I'll tell you what, man. The other night, or maybe it was last night, Sarah was at a concert. Sarah, Val, May, and Julie are in a thread, and Sarah had a really good one, and I'm just like, I'm just saying it, you know, and they were all like, I need to know. It's like, wow.
And Mikey needs a little bit of context with the name thing. So what I'll say is that the Lethal Collective, we once had a different name, and it it was not going to fly with Steven. He was very, very strict, very stern about saying, guys, I don't think we can do that. I don't know if we can have that be our name on YouTube. So he was not too much of a fan of it. So we settled with Lethal Collective instead. But there was, and the only two things I will give away is of course Steven did not like it, and the other thing was it's something that involved all four of us guys. So Craven Something Scary, Killjoy Jake, Fate Decided, the Night Watch Zone. What could it be that involved all of us? That's all I'll say. But
it's always right there.
It's always right there.
Always.
If someone figures it out, we will, of course we will say, what's up? Oh man, you guys got it. But again, I think when someone does figure it out, they're going to be very mad because it really is right there.
Yeah, it will. The mods may be the most mad.
Yeah. It's too funny. We have Julie hanging out with us. Thank you for being a channel member. Not happy about this conversation. Just wants the answers.
She does.
Oliver saying 4 chickens. What?
Wow.
There's nothing like 4 cocks. That's what I'll say. Anyways, Trashbox Mandy is saying, hey kids.
Hey.
What's up, Mandy? How we doing? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're watching this on replay, hit all the buttons. Just poke all of them. That'd be pretty cool. But anyways, guys, we are here to talk a little bit about the Scream franchise. Well, kind of, not really. We're here to talk about movies that were inspired by the Scream franchise and if they really deserve an honorary spot amongst the other Scream films, which we all love every single one of them, and we definitely are not shitting on any of them all the time on this page. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's right. Even Fate Decided loves Scream 6.
Right, that's his favorite movie of all time. I'm pretty and Halloween Kills.
Yeah, next to it, right? Yeah,
right. Of course, I mean that's his number one, but Scream 6 is up there for sure. But so I believe I have 25 different movies. I'm not kidding. I spent 2 hours today just thinking about what are the movies that could not just the best, but like the biggest talking points I feel of movies that have done a Scream style murder mystery. And I also wanted to say this before we get into it. I specifically did not do movies that didn't have some sort of mystery element to them. Like I really thought about doing like Halloween H2O on this list or like The Craft. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of great movies that feel like Scream. Yeah. But I think another element of this is also talking about, well, are the twists also like just as good as something you'd see in a Scream movie or maybe better, I think that's going to be a talking point that's going to come up tonight. So pretty much all of these are a murder mystery in some way, shape or form, or something that kind of feels like that, but Night, I don't know if I briefly showed you the list. Yes. Do you before we get into this, actually here, I'll pull it up to make it a little easier. Is there anything on our list today that you're just like, I need this to go a certain way? Because the audience does have control over this. They're ultimately going to give the final vote.
Oh, hell yeah, man. There's a couple of them that I feel that way, that I need it to go the way I want it to go. You can include sick, you could include freaky, happy death day, definitely clown in a cornfield. You're next. I mean, these are all great movies to have on this type of a list. So this is going to be awesome. And also it's cool that you had It's a Wonderful Knife on there. I was just talking about that with Gory B Movie. We were talking about holiday horror, and I was saying, yeah, this is, one of these more modern films that has that Scream aesthetic, feels like a Scream film, you know what I mean? So good call.
I am very apologetic for that film. Like it's not perfect by any means, but I kind of love it. I think there's Justin Long especially is just making just tearing it up in this movie, and I'm like, I think that performance alone will get me back to this movie at some point because he's hilarious in that. But
he is, love him.
I think there's a lot of movies on this list kind of like that, where maybe they're not perfect, but there's something about them that like I'll keep coming back to it for that reason. So I'm hyped to get into all these. But ladies and gentlemen, if you want to vote, we will actually be voting on whether these are totally excellent, dude, worthy of being in the Scream franchise, or we're not worthy, man, we're not worthy. Not worthy. So it's a pretty simple ask. There's also, I couldn't get rid of these, so they're just little dash marks. Don't vote for them, and if you do, Erica will bite off your fingers. So it's not just a like the stream kind of stream. It's also a vote for the right thing or lose your digits kind of day. So that's never fun. Never a good time. But I have pinned a link at the top of the chat so that you guys can hop on in. So jump on in here, and we're gonna just bullshit for a minute while we wait for some participants to jump on in. And I think I shared the right link, unless I didn't, because I'm like, why do we have 0 people in here? Oh no.
Let's go. I'll take a look at it too.
Tell me if I shared the right link. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe you were trying to troll us all.
Maybe this is actually not a democratic thing at all. We're just gonna make our decisions up here, and you guys just have to watch.
Right, it's the right one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, why is no one in here? I got real scared for a minute there, man.
Right?
But cool. While people roll in, we're just gonna BS for a second. We got Bobby G y'all saying, man, I was surprised at one of your last streams how people don't rate bodies. I think it's solid. Knight, I'll throw this to you. What are your thoughts on BBB?
I think it's solid. I mean, I think that I don't know. It's one of those films. It's actually, I think we talked about this before once on the collective. It's one of those films I have to revisit again to see if I nudge it up further. Because when I watched it, it was one of those nights where I had been working and we were doing a lot of stuff, running around. And I was like, all right, I want to check it out. And so I probably should have waited till the next day. But yeah, I thought it was solid. It was fun.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I loved it until the second watch, but I do really like the twist. I think the twist was the big thing for me. I was like, okay, you got me with that. Because I was the whole time looking at everything and just being like, oh, is it this, is it that? And it's just, it's what it is. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it, but man, give this one a watch. This one's, at the very least, I think this one has an excellent twist. So for me, at least, I think it goes real high up there. We have one person ready to go.
Oh, Kelly said can't vote because the timer hasn't started.
Yes, I have not started the timer yet. I guess I'm just waiting for some folks to hop on in there. Yeah.
Go in, guys. Go in.
Dave Sim is asking if we can talk spoilers here. I'm gonna say, Knight, how do you feel about this? Should we talk spoilers for some of these movies? Most of them are older flicks, is what
I always look at it like, if they're an older flick, 20 years and stuff like that plus, I think we could talk spoilers, maybe a light warning, say, well, hey, this is the big reveal or the big moment. But definitely if a movie is a couple decades old, we got to get into it.
I think we are going to open this up to spoilers. If you haven't seen Bodies, though, maybe just skip the next 5 minutes. Really don't get that spoiled for yourself. But we're gonna open this up to spoilers. I'll give you a big old nasty warning about that here. So any of these movies, if you have not seen them, we are going to spoil them today. And I'm again, most of these are like 20 years old. There's a few that are newer or in the from the last couple of years or so. We've had a little bit of a resurgence of murder mystery meta slashers, which has been fun. So I'm excited to go through some of the new and some of the old. It's going to be nice.
I agree.
Well, you know what? We got we got one in there, Knight, so I guess we're just gonna rock and roll. Okay. It's all good though, but ladies and gentlemen, again, join that fun little link at the top of the stream. Hop on in so you can vote. And then one other thing, Knight, before we get this going, are you gonna vote on your phone, or do you want to do like a collective vote up here?
What do you think would be easier? Because I could do both either way.
I almost thought we could flip a coin if we didn't agree, kind of vibe.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, because we got two choices. Yeah, let's do that.
That might be fun. Do I have a coin? I do have a coin on me. Look at that.
You have a coin?
I have a gold dollar for some. I don't know why, but I have It's not gold. It's just one of those dollar coins, Yeah. For some reason, I have it on me. Thomas Jefferson is going to decide for us tonight.
There you go.
But there we go. Rock on. So Bodies. The voting has started right now. 90 seconds on the clock, baby, for each of these bad boys. Let's go. Knight, Bodies. Is this a totally excellent dude, or we're not worthy, man?
I'm gonna go. I'll go with totally excellent. I'll go with that. I'm down with it.
I could see this twist being in a Scream movie. I don't know. For me personally, I vibe with it. I know not everyone's crazy. Oh, now 21 people are in here. Okay, wow. I see what's up. Y'all were just baiting me.
Yeah, now we're going. I'm digging it.
So I think we agree. Okay, so we can agree on this first one. Bodies again. The characters are kind of annoying. I feel like that's the point. And the more that I come back to this one, the more I like that how they're written in kind of a purposefully shitty way. So I think it makes you suspicious of literally everybody. It's like everyone has a reason to do what happens in the inciting incident. And then it really just kicks off just an absolute showcase of insanity. I love it.
Now my question is, are we going to get 100% for totally excellent? Because holy crap, it looks pretty good so far, I think.
Well, we have totally excellent dude, 5 votes for that. We have 3 votes for we're not worthy, man. And then somehow, some way, so 3 people have voted for the non-slots. I'm guessing this has got to be people who haven't seen the film is my guess.
Maybe.
If you haven't seen the film, turn your ears off for just momentarily. Turn we're on to the faculty now. But
you guys got saved.
Well, shit. What I will say about Bodies is the twist is, and this is your warning to shut your ears off again, is that no one is the killer. Pete Davidson accidentally sliced his throat at the beginning, yet everybody has a reason to kill this dude. And I think it's a really brilliant and fun setup. Again, for that alone, I can excuse some of the cringe dialogue and TikTok dances and all that. I kind of vibed with this one quite a bit. So I feel like it's totally excellent, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
But opening up the voting again, I will throw this to you again, Mr. Knight. The Faculty, a classic. How do you feel about this one?
It's a classic, man. This is like, seriously. I mean, back in the day, this was one of those films that was always on, and I'd always just kick back and watch it, and I think, movies like this, obviously, like Scream and some of the others, and maybe some on this list that we're going to touch upon, they seem to still shine, even though it's been a long time since they've been out. You know what I mean? Like, they're still able to withstand the test of time, which says a lot. And I think The Faculty is great, man. I love the cast. Pretty much the whole cast. I'm fans of their other work that they've done.
Oh yeah,
I think it's great. I really do.
Yeah, this is another one that great cast, great, I think pretty good twist. You know, honestly,
Hmm.
I'll be honest, I was pretty happy with it. And Robert Rodriguez directing, man, I mean, this is it's a match made in heaven. I think it's got a little bit of a sci-fi vibe to it, which not a lot of these movies have as well.
Hmm.
So I think that's another one that just makes it another reason to give it a big standout. I'm definitely voting for Totally Excellent, dude. This one is a worthy an honorary member of the Scream franchise.
I agree. I totally agree. And you know, speaking of Robert Rodriguez, he's just so talented, and yeah, this was a cool time in films. It really was.
The late '90s, man, it's something else for horror. It's very all over the place, but then you also have a lot of movies that kind of feel like this, and they're just fun. They're fun popcorn movies, you know, at the very
Hmm.
least. Always good to put on and just have a good time with. But now we're moving into the early 2010s with Your Next Night. Thoughts on this one? This one gets a little different from what we've talked about so far.
Yeah, very different in a way. I love this movie. Oh my God. It is so awesome. Sharni Vincent as the lead character is so badass, and it feels believable, which sounds crazy to say with a horror movie, but you even have Barbara Crampton in this film. Okay, this is I'm feeling the vibes from the 80s. The characters, there's funny moments, there's definitely a lot of tension, stalker moments. I mean, it's a great film, and when you're talking about being invaded, your home being invaded, this is a film you should definitely check out if that's your thing.
Oh yeah, and um I think this one is like one of the scariest on the entire list. I think that's
Mm,
another big one for me. Really brutal, pretty scary,
yeah.
and has a really like subtle twist. Like I feel like the way that if you know what I'm talking about, it's just a very subtle way to reveal
Yeah.
what's going on here, and it's a jaw dropping moment. It's just like, oh, wait a minute, you know, and it's
Mhm,
great. Got a lot of good reveals. Directed by Adam Wingard, one of the architects of the VHS franchise. I don't
mhm.
know, lots to love about this one, man. This is a
Yeah.
if you haven't seen this one, I think this is one of the I've seen this frequently on a lot of top tens for the 2010s of just horror. Like this is
Oh, yeah.
frequently on top 10 lists. So we're gonna open up the voting on this one. I think Knight and I agree. This is another totally excellent dude, guys. I swear we don't feel this way about every movie on the list.
We
But
definitely won't.
this is a very strong start, though, right? I mean, oh my god, it's crazy.
But yeah, your next is fantastic. It's also on my list too for the 2010s. It's just so good, and I've seen it a bunch of times, easily a dozen times over the years. Probably at least 20 or so, easily. And it never gets old to me, even though I know what's going on, and obviously the twist, I know that, but it's a great journey to that point, and it's well done. It really is.
It's a fun slasher too, on top of the mystery. Even if you know what's coming, I think you can have a
Hmm.
really good time just watching, the kills happen, there's a lot of shocks and surprises. There's a dinner party that goes very, very wrong very
Oh,
quickly.
yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
You're gonna have a good time with this one, slasher fans for sure. We got four people saying totally excellent, dude. A one, we're not worthy, however. Ooh, brutal.
Mm, mm, mm,
Is there anything you dislike about this movie before the time's up?
the fact that we didn't get another one so I could be in this world again, it's just so good. I can't think of anything I didn't like. It was really solid from A to Z.
This is very similar to Ready or Not, and that
Yep.
movie's getting a sequel. So I wonder if we revisit this one at some point.
Ooh, yeah.
But here's one that I know Knight loves. Ooh, we're talking about Valentine now. What thoughts on this movie, dude?
Oh, dude, like, when I think of the Scream, uh, bunch of movies that was trying to, catch that lightning in the bottle, this is one of my favorites. It truly is. I love the cast. I love the killer. I love the scenes of stalking. It has some true scenes of tension and terror. This is such a good film. And I think and again, Scream casts such a large shadow that some of these films, even the ones that are popular and have their own following, still they feels like they're underappreciated a little bit, especially as time
Yeah.
goes on. Scream is still active, obviously, with 7 around the corner, and these films not so much. And I just feel like this is one of those gems that still shines.
major hidden gem right here. I think that
Mhm.
this one has a twist that may beat out most of the Scream sequels in my humble opinion. I just
Mhm.
this movie, it's a, maybe a little choppy here and there with the story, but man, the twist is phenomenal. Very much so a saving grace of this movie. If you have not seen it, wow, put this one on. I just love the twist of this one more than anything. The
Yeah.
kills are pretty good too, though. I have to admit, the kills are
Yeah.
not terrible by any means.
And we also got Deputy Judy.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot Deputy Judy is in this one, guys. Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, a little Marley Shelton action. So
Love
that's
her.
you gotta love her. Nice to see Scream cast members also in these other franchises, which is very cool. Always very
Mhm.
good stuff. Erica's throwing two out there saying, "Who's having fun so far? Like the stream? If yes, Erica, thank you for the two. Greatly appreciate. Erica's always using super chats to tell people to like the stream, and I just think that's really cool. So
I
Erica, thank you.
know. She's awesome with that. It's crazy. Like sometimes when I see that, I'm like, oh man, that's so kind of you. Geez, thanks.
It's very kind, Erica. Thank you for the support. Really means a
Mhm.
lot. Helps keep the lights on around here, baby. So
Mhm.
next up, I mean, we got to get to a bad one at some point, but we ain't
Do
there
we?
yet. I made this list too sweet, Night. We have Urban
Yeah.
Legend. The voting is open. Thoughts on Urban Legend, man?
Listen, first of all, this opening criminally underrated. I mean, seriously, this opening is so damn good. I'll never forget when I first saw this film. I love it. Rebecca Gayheart, God, man, if only, right? If only we could have done more stuff along the lines of this. That would have been great. Alicia Witt, great. Shout out to Longlegs. For people that don't know, yeah, she was a final girl. Now the only thing is, if only Jared Leto was in this film, it would have made it better. But he didn't want to be in it. So what can I say?
Yeah, it's just some look-alike crazy,
Yeah.
crazy how they got someone who looks exactly like him at the time.
Exactly like him. Yeah.
It's wild, guys. This is one of the best movies on this whole list tonight. I think out of all the Scream, like from the late '90s, early thousands, out of all the movies that try to replicate the Scream formula, I truly believe deep down inside, Urban Legend is the very best. My absolute number one pick. I like this movie better than some of the Scream sequels, which is probably a hot take, but I think this is a phenomenal film. Great kills across the board, and an excellent killer reveal at the end.
Yes.
That the first time I saw it blew me away. So I could not recommend Urban Legend enough to Scream fans.
I second that.
Now the sequel.
That's too
Night.
bad.
Yeah, this one's too bad. What do you think about the sequel?
Listen, man. This is definitely not totally excellent, dude, for me. I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I just felt as though they just lost the edge, man. It's kind of like in Rocky 3, when Rocky wasn't training for his fight, he wasn't hungry anymore. That's what this movie felt like. It wasn't hungry anymore.
I think when you have such a good twist in the first movie, and I think this movie tries to build off of that a little too much. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know what went wrong in the sequel. I don't even hate this movie, but I can't put it in totally excellent, dude. Like I'm just looking at these other 5 movies and I'm like, this movie just doesn't stand up to those, sadly. So I think I have to agree. We're not worthy, man. Twist is just not as good. It's not terrible either. There are way worse twists, I think, on this list today. But I think also the kills are a little cheesier this time around. I think this one actually falls victim to being too close to Scream instead of being its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it has enough of its own identity, which the original did.
Yeah.
I really felt like the original had its own flavor, and it felt like it was different enough from Scream.
Now this one is just something else entirely, though. However, have you seen the third Urban Legend film?
Yeah.
I have to ask because I think most people don't even realize this exists.
That's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse. And we were talking about it backstage a little bit too. It's a shame because some of these movies were so good, but they were not able to maintain a good franchise, which, and I know we're not talking about Scream, but I think for all of us as Scream fans, even though we have some moments in movies we're not big on or not huge on, we got to give Scream a hell of a lot of credit to be going through 6 films, multiple decades, and still keeping that level where it's at. Because as we can see, it's not easy to do.
No, so many of these franchises fell off, and it really does suck. Urban Legend, sadly, is that. I will say, though, I did a little research on this movie today. Michael Dougherty wrote this movie, which is kind of insane. That is, of course, the director behind Trick or Treat and Krampus and some of the Godzilla movies. And the fact that he wrote this, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
It plays quite literally on the urban legend thing. Like Bloody Mary's actually running around killing people in this one. I don't know. It's kind of whack. Probably my least favorite movie we've talked about so far, honestly.
Yeah, easily.
Which is a shame. We're going to talk about one that is worse, though. Trust me. You might know what I'm talking about.
I think so. Oh,
But now we have this Netflix movie, which was directed by Creep director Patrick Bryce. There's Someone Inside Your House. Have you ever seen this one?
oh yes, I have. Oh my God, I'm just trying to remember it. Wasn't that the one where oh my gosh.
It's
I
an
know
obscure
I've seen,
one.
yeah, I know because I remember that title is such a kind of just nonchalant title. There's someone in your house. What? you know? I'm trying to remember though. Refresh my memory.
So this is the one where the killer uses 3D printed masks of his victims' faces. And I'll just spoil it. Sorry for those who haven't seen it. The killer, I don't remember his name exactly, but it ends up being like the rich kid who has all this money. And it's a little, you can kind of see it coming, I'll be honest, because like you go to his house party at one point in the middle of the movie. And he's like it's clearly him. He has all this money, so he would have a 3D printer to make the masks in the first
That's
place.
right. Okay. Yeah. I did see that. Yep.
And I think he has certain memorabilia of the 1940s. If you catch, if you catch my drift with that. So we have 12 seconds. Personally, I'm gonna go We're Not Worthy, man. But what are your thoughts on this one?
I agree with that. We're not worthy.
It's close too. I think it's almost a good movie. I think the kills are solid, but
it's not horrible, but it didn't do enough for me.
speaking of not doing enough for me, the totally killer. Knight, what do you think about this one? But I'll throw it to you first.
Okay, dude, I think it's fun as hell, man. I remember when I first saw that, and I didn't know too much about it, but of course, being again that type of a film, I was really excited to check it out, and also being that it's horror and got some comedy in it as well. I thought it was fun. I really did.
I was really frustrated with this one because it's I'm such a film snob. I was really frustrated with this one because it very much so rips off another movie called The Final Girls. It is almost the same.
Does.
It's almost the same movie.
I love The Final Girls too, by the way.
And The Final Girls is great. It's a phenomenal film. But sadly, I think not as many people have heard of it where they have this one. So I think I kind of just hate this one because it just feels like it's ripping off something that's less. It feels like it just told a joke louder than somebody else who came up with the joke and then got the credit for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna pause the voting real quick though. So I think this is our first disagreement here. Heads or tails, Knight?
I'm gonna go with heads.
Hell yeah! All right. Choosing Thomas Jefferson over the Statue of Liberty. Let's go. I was gonna say call it in the air, but we just called it. Here we go. Heads it is.
Hey.
All right. Totally Killer's getting the totally excellent, baby.
Yeah, man. And I mean, just think about who we have in it too. We've got a lot of cool callbacks. We've got Liana's in it from Scream 6.
Yeah.
We've got Kiernan Shipka, who I absolutely love. We've got Olivia Holt from
Hard Eyes.
So like this movie, I mean, I'm not saying that that's what makes it good, but I do like the cast. And even though they do rip off of The Final Girls, I love it. It's just still fun.
And that is a very good point. A movie is more than just what its story ends up being. The performers are pretty excellent. I will note, however, that it did end up going to We're Not Worthy, man. So yeah,
Oh,
it was very close too. I was watching the
boo,
total votes, so it was.
boo.
Hey, we voted for totally excellent though. So
Yeah,
we tried we
we
tried to
did.
make that one happen.
We did.
Next up, however, ooh, this is a banger. Voting has begun. Thanksgiving from 2023. Night, thoughts on this one?
When I saw it in the theater, actually saw it in the theater, the whole family, even the kids knew what was up. This is a freaking awesome slasher, and thank goodness it worked out. Eli Roth hit the home run. The fake trailers from years ago on Grindhouse, somehow they were able to make it actually work. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I hope that this is the type of film that as the years go by that it just increases its shine with the fans. This is that type of movie.
100%. I think this is another one of these movies on this list that is cream of the crop, totally an honorary Scream movie. Hell, I think I liked this movie more than Scream 6. I think I might even go, and I love Scream 6. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely would be down with saying that. The killer was great, the
Yeah.
kills were great, the creativity was great, the cast was great, the setup was great. It was just an awesome film, and it was cool seeing a new horror villain who hopefully, we'll see what happens with the sequel. Hopefully we can get some things going. We could have a whole new horror icon, you know.
I definitely want a sequel. I want to see Thanksgiving 2 happen. I'm
Yeah.
excited for Ice Cream Man. That's like kind of Eli's pivoted over to that for now, but
Mhm.
I definitely want to see a Thanksgiving follow up because I loved this first one. I don't know how they're going to top that opening scene though. That's my big.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm more worried about that than who the killer reveal is because the
Yeah.
opening scene at Right Mart, like this whole just disastrous Black Friday sale,
Yeah.
is brutal. It's fun. It's Eli. It's one of the best uses of Eli Roth's like sardonic dark humor. I love
Yeah.
it. So good, excellent.
Yeah. No, it was great. It really was.
Some great stuff in that one for sure. But now we got Sick. I think this is another one where Knight and I disagree. But Knight, you take this one first. The COVID slasher. What are your thoughts?
I'm just saying, man. I look, and I know some of the things that you really have issue with it, but I really enjoyed it. It's not the greatest thing ever. It's not the best film on this list for sure. And even with the ones that are in the totally excellent, this might be yeah, it is the least favorite of mine. But I had fun with it. It had some great scenes, a couple of good kills. I love that raft scene. That was a lot of tension. I had fun with it. I really did.
It certainly has some great chase sequences, and I think that's due to Mr. Kevin Williamson being in the
Yeah.
writers' room with this one.
Mhm.
The raft scene I think is a better chase scene than anything we've seen in a lot of these more modern, slasher murder mystery flicks. I'm gonna hit a pause just real quick on this one. I just my biggest problem with this, and you guys, if you've been hanging around this page, you've definitely heard me talk about this at one point. The final girl in this movie is the worst character I've ever seen in a film. I despise her with my whole heart. I think she's horribly performed, horribly written. I'm sorry to the apologies to the actress. I don't know what happened here. Not one point in this film did it like win me over to want to root for this character. And that's such a big thing with a slasher movie, right? That's
It
such an
is.
important thing. If you can't root for that main final girl, it's like, well, then what's the point? So I was just waiting for her downfall. I was waiting for the killer to catch up to her, and it never happened.
Oh man.
I know, dude. I know, man. I'm so sorry. I hate this final girl so much. But
Gideon
heads or
Adlin.
tails?
I'll go with heads.
Heads again. Rock on. All right, here. Let's do it. Let's see. I almost didn't catch it, and it's tails this time. However,
Oh.
so we're going with this is a big old nasty stinker, but that was not the deciding vote. If it makes you feel better.
Okay. That sounds good.
Very cool stuff. But I will say anything with Kevin Williamson's touch, I think this is a better film for having that, right?
Yeah.
You can definitely feel that throughout the flick.
Yeah. And I think the opening of it was pretty inspired too. I enjoyed the opening of it. It's like, wow, it just kind of brought me back, and you know, I was like, yeah, Kevin still got it.
This is probably the best Peacock original, though. I think I will give it that. There's not a lot of
Mm,
good ones, but that one's
mm-hmm,
like, okay, that was watchable.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next up, we have the third entry in the X trilogy, which I didn't put the other
Ooh.
ones in here because they're not really murder mysteries, but Maxine kind of gets into that. I feel a little bit,
Hmm.
maybe a little more of a giallo slasher. But Knight, thoughts
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Maxine?
Oh, dude, this is gonna be a tough one. Look, I loved X, and I absolutely loved Pearl. But Maxine was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I
Yeah.
wanted to love it. I wanted to love it. This would have been one of the best modern trilogies in horror, you know, of all time, maybe, you know. Um, I've got to watch it again. I only saw it that one time in the theater, and I was maybe I had too many expectations. It wasn't horrible, you know. I liked a lot of it, and I'm so in the middle on this one. I really am, which I hate saying because I love Mia Goth, and I think Ty is amazing and what they were able to do, especially with the first two entries. But I'm in the middle on this one.
I'm going to just hit a pause real quick. Maxine was one of those movies where I think it is just so often a victim of comparison because Pearl and
Yeah.
X are better films. But I still really liked this one. It does fail a little bit in its third act. I think it has a little bit of a predictable twist.
Yep.
You can if you've seen X, you could figure out who the killer is before you even get into the movie. But with that, all that being said, I think it's just I think about the old giallos, the Dario Argento flicks that I've seen, and I
Yeah.
just think to myself, like, the killers, oftentimes you can kind of figure it out before it happens, but it's
Oh
more
yeah.
about it's more about the nuance, the style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the vibes that are being created by the film itself. And
Yeah.
it's exactly how I feel about Maxine. I think they accomplished that.
Yeah, no, the style is amazing. It looks amazing. It's totally homaging those old school giallos, which I would that's why I was so hyped. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, this is like the ultimate wet dream to end this trilogy." Um and again, I'm going to watch it again. It's actually on my list. I actually have a list of movies that I want to watch again because I gotta make sure of whether I do like it or not, or if I'm in the middle. But it had a lot of great things in it, and Mia was still great in it.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, it's a victim of being compared to the first two films.
I'm personally going to go totally excellent, dude. And that's because this film makes me hurt within the first 15 minutes. When she stomps on that dude's balls, that is one of the most brutal things in this whole
Yes.
trilogy. Again, I feel like people are forgetting about that, but like
Yeah.
no dude walked away from this movie and said, that was fine. That was whatever. No. Oh, yikes.
I'll agree with you. I'll go with totally excellent because it's not a bad movie. And like I said, I can understand myself enough to know I went in with these and I try not to do this, but sometimes you can't help it. But I went in with these huge like thoughts and expectations. But it's a well-made film, and overall, it's fine. It's fine. I'd go with totally excellent as well.
Yeah, it has its shortcomings, and I think Pearl and X are superior films, but man, it's
Mhm.
still a really fun watch. And I think it definitely, if you've only seen it once, that this is not just tonight, but to anyone out there, definitely give this one another go. I
Mhm.
think it is so much better the second time around,
Mm.
truly.
Mhm.
A movie I'd love to rewatch, however, is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Night.
Jeez.
What are your thoughts on this campy as fuck sequel?
Listen, this is crazy. All I gotta say is two words: Jack Black. Okay. As soon as I saw Jack Black, I'm just like, okay, this character is what it's all about in life. That's who I want to be when I grow up. No, I still have fun with this film. I think it's really a lot of people crap on it, and I don't get why. I think it's still fun. I'm a huge Jennifer Love Hewitt fan, so we're all good there. Freddie, I don't think they gave him enough to do in it, but whatever. But I think it was fun, and they amped it up. They had a great setting. The setting was great. I mean, hell, they might as well have been on the moon you know.
Yeah.
So I'm going with totally excellent on this one. I think it's a great sequel.
I'm going with totally excellent too. This is one of my favorite like campy, maybe so bad it's good kind of vibe movies to put on. I love it. I think this movie is outrageous and fun. And I think that there are so many movies that try to do this but don't go all the way with it.
Yeah.
And the reason this movie works is because they said to themselves, we are going to make the most campy and ridiculous film we possibly can. And they committed to it in every single bit of that. Like the story, it is ridiculous. It's we get a phone call and we get a free vacation to the Bahamas or whatever. What? That's it's an outrageous setup to a slasher film, but it gets us to a really cool location with some great characters. Carla is fucking awesome.
Yes.
The only reason I want a sequel to this shitty movie is because I want to see more Carla.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I still Know What You Did Last Summer. It might be my favorite from that whole franchise. I'm just going to be honest. I think it's just campy bliss.
It's so much fun. It really is. And it just made me wish that they could have just kept going, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. Well, now we got to talk about the 2025 film. This, I feel like a lot of people, especially who are, Scream and, this era of film, they're very divided on this one. Knight, what are your, what's your words? What was your takeaway from this movie?
Listen, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I was disappointed. We talked a lot about it, our thoughts going into it. I was expecting some really, really cool use of the weapon and the kills. There was a couple of moments that I was like, okay, that's what we want, but nowhere near damn enough. The twist, I don't know. I just didn't buy it. Jennifer Love Hewitt in it. Yeah, it was a quick moment and it was kind of cool, but they wasted her. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. I'm not a fan of it. I've only seen it twice. I actually, it is on my list to rewatch it just so I can kind of absorb it. I might even do a why you hate on it because I'm ready to like shit all over it. I don't know, man, but it could have been worse, I suppose.
I think this is a we're not worthy, man. And listen, I can excuse a lot of things about movies like this. I can be like, well, you know what, this might not have worked with that whatever. Two things about this movie. They didn't earn that twist. There was no setup to it whatsoever. And they just wanted to do it because it was a big shock. And had they set it up, it would have worked, but it's a cool idea on paper, but there was no setup for it in the entire film, in the entire script. I just don't know. You can't get away with something that crazy and radical and just not do any sort of setup for it. You got to earn shit like that, You
do.
The other thing, and this, maybe I need to rewatch it. I have only seen it once. And I've heard people say like, dude, you were in a shitty theater or something. But I swear to God, half of the lines from Danica, this is Madeline Klein's character, are inaudible. Like she is speaking so fast that I cannot understand what she is saying. And
that is true.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe the theater I was in had some bad speakers or something. But 50% of her lines, and I'm not exaggerating, I could not understand what she was saying. Like I missed vital information from the film, and because I could not understand what this character was saying. So Madeline Klein has ruined that film for me personally. Maybe I need to watch it again, but that was shockingly bizarre bad. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, you should do a watch party of it as a rewatch, kind of like, is it redeemed or not? That's what
with subtitles.
You gotta have the subtitles. You have to.
Maybe it'll be better when I can hear what's going on in the film. But I again, maybe I'm crazy, but like there was a point in the film where I was seeing it with my friends Splattercast, Dylan and Luke, and I look over at them and I'm like, can you understand what Danica's saying? And they're like, no, we can't either. And I'm just like, I'm leaning forward in my theater chair whenever she talks, and I'm like, what did she just say? Like they're having an important conversation. the graveyard. Do you remember the graveyard scene?
Yes.
They're like,
Yes.
it's an important conversation
It
about some
is.
shit going on, and I'm like, I can't understand what the fuck she's saying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're actually right. I didn't even think about it like that. I had the subtitles on, so
Oh,
that
okay.
helped me. But I could tell that I was really paying attention to them a lot more when she spoke rather than just listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right.
I need to watch this one on like Netflix again, and maybe I'll feel a little better about it. But yeah, where it stands now, I'm just like, ooh, yikes.
Mm.
But the original, a classic. Come on, baby. How we
It
feeling
is.
about this one?
I love this movie, and I know some folks, they're like, it's not as great as people say, and a lot of people always compared it directly to Scream '96. It's like, let's not do that. But I love it. It's great. It still stands the test of time. I actually rewatched it before I saw the new one, and good God, talk about a tale of two cities, man. I only have one question, and that's, what are you waiting for? This movie. I love it. I love it. It's great, man. Um, it's a classic, and it's worthy of that title. I really think so.
It is definitely a classic. I feel like it holds a lot of influence in the late 90s space. I think that the reason I like the sequel so much more is because I feel like it commits a little harder to the campy fun energy. This one's still very campy and fun, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just like, for me, it's like this was a movie that should have been a so bad it's good. Like it teeters on the line of that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I Still Know just like goes full blown into we're
It
diving head
does.
first
It
into something like
does.
that.
With what I still know should have done is had Ryan Philippe's character get in there because he was trying to kick everyone's ass every 5 seconds. It's like,
Yeah. But the one thing I will say about this movie that is masterful is that chase scene with Helen Shivers. That is one of like the best moments in all of 90s cinema. Like
Yes.
some of the lines are ridiculous. Like we have Johnny Galecki saying, I can't even remember what it is, but he's like, "Who's your daddy, baby?" And it's like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about, dude? Like
Right.
chill out with some of those lines. But that Helen Shivers sequence is 10 out
Love
of
it.
10 masterful.
It truly is, and also that movie, and and I love Sarah Michelle Gellar anyways. I know there's a bunch of Buffy fans out there and so forth. But this movie, I just kept thinking to myself, God, I wish she had done more horror, man. She's just so, and Jennifer Love is great too, but Sarah Michelle Gellar, so awesome, and that chase is one of the best in horror movie history.
100%.
Mhm.
100%. Now, one of the other greatest horror films of all time, It's a Wonderful Knife. No, Knight, how do you feel about this one? Guys, the voting is open on this one, so go ahead and vote.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I know a lot of people, had some criticisms of it. It's not perfect, and definitely, I'm going to vote for totally excellent, and it's probably, near the bottom of the ones that are in that row. But there's fun to be had, and Justin Long is chewing up, every time he's on screen. And like I've said many times, I truly think he's definitely a modern day Scream king, and I love him. It's a fun one. I really had fun with it. The look of the killer, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
guys, yeah, I'm vibing with this. I'm vibing with it.
I completely agree. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but like
Mhm.
I'm very apologetic towards this one. It does a lot of things right. A lot of the kill sequences are brutal. You have this killer who's in an all like white angel robe and running around, and whenever he gets a kill, like you just see all his blood spray up on him. It's just it's kind of awesome. I don't know. I really love this one. And I really kind of want to go back to it.
Mhm.
Justin Long again, I think is easily the best part, but I cannot remember her name. But the main two characters, like the two girls, are also very fantastic. Both
Yeah.
actresses.
Yeah, I thought they were good too. Absolutely.
Joel McHale, I'm so sorry, but this is the reason I'm worried about Scream 7 is because of his performance in this movie. Can I be so real?
We may not have to worry about it too much though.
I don't, I think you're right.
Those
Looks
narrow shoulders.
Looks like he's spitting up blood in the trailer. So yeah. But anyways, a masterpiece of cinema. I'll always know what you did last summer.
Good
Night.
God and gravy, bro. Let's move on quick. Look, again, and it's so funny because I Know What You Did and Urban Legend. It's almost like they were kind of like that that level underneath Scream, because obviously Scream was first and so amazing, but those were the two movies that were kind of, battling it out, for silver medal, so to speak. And both franchises just kind of weren't able to keep going. And this is a great example of that. I just this is not a great film. It's just not. I
No.
just want to. This might be worse than the remake, I guess. If I had to really think about it, it is. It is. Yeah.
Definitely worse than the 2025 flick. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not. No, dude, this one, it's low budget.
Yeah.
It throws like a twist out there that is somehow even crazier than I know he did last summer, 2025. It's full blown supernatural at this point. I don't know. I feel this the same way about the Bloody Mary flick. It's just this
Yeah.
does not work. We have some. No way did someone write totally excellent, dude. That's I respect it.
Wow.
I respect that vote. That's crazy, but
Wow. You're going for it.
going for it, absolutely. This one's rough. A lot of the acting and performances too, I think, are just kind of whack. But I don't know.
Yep. I agree.
Not for everybody, for
No.
sure. This one's pretty good though. How do you feel about Hard Eyes from earlier this year?
Hey, look, man, and I know some people were crapping on this one too. I thought it was fun, man. I really did. Like I said, Olivia Holt, Mason Gooding. I mean, again, we got these connections. We got these Scream connections, and we also have connections to other films of that ilk. I thought it was fun. The look of the killer, great. The weapons, great. The kills, great. We had a couple of good chase scenes. That was fun. The twist, it was all right. It wasn't the best, but it was all right. The opening scene was really fun.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
was really fun. Like when I saw that, I was like, okay, I think we can do it this time, with this film. It was good. The Olivia and Mason had great chemistry, in my opinion. And I hope, I know it didn't do great in the theater, but I hope that maybe we can get a sequel to it.
I really think it could get a sequel just because of that crazy second weekend with this movie. I don't know if you remember that or not, but
Yeah.
it somehow like bumped up in its second weekend. Like I think maybe just word of mouth was spreading or whatever.
Yeah.
But point being, I'm very much with you on this one. This is a totally excellent dude. Twist might not be there, but I think the vibes are right. And I really think this guy could be a horror icon if they give him a really good sequel. He has the potential for that as it stands.
Yep, I agree, man. Again, a lot of our audiences, they want something new. They want new villains. They want new stories. Well, these are the movies that we gotta stand behind one way or the other. Have good word of mouth and so forth. And like I said, Hard Eyes had a lot of great energy, and it was fun. It was fun. So I hope it does continue.
I would love another one for sure, and another series that I need at least one more. Happy Death Day. We're talking about the sequel first. Knight, how do you feel about the more goofier sequel?
I still had fun with it. I think Happy Death. You're right. We got to get another one.
Yeah.
I think that this is a good example how you can do horror, just like with Scream. You can have some fun with it, and you can still have your horror elements, and you can marry them together very well. I love it. I love it. It's fun. It is goofier, I will say that. But I was okay with it. I was absolutely okay with it. This has to be totally excellent.
I think this has to be a totally excellent too. And this might be like a dark horse. I don't know. Maybe people disagree with this, but I really, my big thing about this movie is yes, it's sillier. It's like borderline comedy at this point, but the world building is just Christopher Landon knows how to do a sequel concept wise. His sequels are always so interesting and build upon what came before in the previous film. And this movie's no different. His Paranormal Activity sequels are great for that reason. Happy Death Day to You, in my opinion, same thing. Really love what they were able to do with some of the other characters here, and just kind of just build this universe out into something bigger while also offering a pretty cool explanation.
Yeah.
My biggest shortcoming with this one is I think having the same characters in the mix as last time and then trying to find a different person to be the killer. That kind of makes it a little obvious, I think, this time around, where the twist in the first movie was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But that's my only big negative about the sequel, I think.
Yeah. Loved Jessica in this. I mean, Tree is such a great character, horror character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely the big like the big pull. Yeah, I feel like her character is very very lovable, just like in
Yes.
this first movie. But I think we can agree on this. You probably like Happy Death Day, the first one, more.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. No doubt. No doubt. I mean, this is good. The sequel was good, but that first one, it just felt like they were just working on all cylinders. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's not as goofy, right? And don't get me wrong, I can have fun, with my horror, and I can have comedy in my horror, but I just feel as though sometimes if you go a little too far on the comedy or the goofiness, it just takes away a little bit of that edge. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And this one had a great mix, the perfect mix.
This one is definitely more balanced in tone, and I think it has a tighter script. That twist at the end of this one is brutal. Ruby Modine deserves some flowers, not only for this movie, but also Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is out right now, ladies and gentlemen. I saw Barb with us. What's up, Barb? How we doing? Did you
Hey.
like that movie? I'm curious. Let us know. I saw your chat earlier. I'm so sorry. We'll chat with everybody once this whole crazy thing is over. But Happy Death Day, though, 100%. This is a totally excellent dude, and easy, like I think a top 10 in terms of like honorary Scream sequels
Oh
that aren't
yeah.
that aren't in the Scream franchise. I love this movie. This
Oh
one
yeah.
totally rocks.
It's definitely top 10. Hell, man, it might even be top 6,
Yeah.
you know. It's great.
This movie is the reason I want Christopher Landon to do a Scream film. I think
Right.
this is excellent. It's just a really fun
Mhm.
time. Oh, another one from him too.
Speaking of,
Freaky. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
who would have thought? Oh man. Listen, I'm a huge Vince Vaughn fan,
Yes.
and I have been for a long time. This film, like you said, Christopher, he just has a way with characters and setup. I think the script is great too. This is a fun movie, man. And Catherine Newton, I love this lady. I really, really, and seeing what she's done, in her career, all her different um, choices and projects, and of course, get ready for Ready or Not too, man. It's like
Yeah.
I'm so psyched. I absolutely love Catherine Newton. I think she's so talented, and this film is great. This is a great film. This as well could be a top 10. I mean, so it's got
Yes.
to be totally excellent in my opinion.
Freaky sadly didn't do very well at the box office because they dropped this right when
Mm,
theaters were opening back up in 2020. But
mhm.
I'll tell you what, man, I braved the storm. I made it out to this one knowing it was Christopher Landon, and I was not disappointed. I really loved this movie. Again, I can't. Catherine Newton and Vince Vaughn just
Mm,
do such an excellent job at playing each other, and that is not an easy
yes.
thing to do when you're in two very different bodies. And I think they find a
Mhm.
way. Just the body language, the performances from both of these folks is what makes this film so special. And it also has some brutal kills, dude. I mean, like some
Mhm.
genuinely like they cut what's his face from Ferris Bueller's Day Off in half. Like they
Yes.
bifurcate him.
Yes. Yes. I was like, "Oh man, that's gonna hurt."
But Freaky is excellent. Founders Day,
Yes.
however, Night, this is the first movie I ever walked out of the theaters of.
No, you know what? I actually have not, and it might have been because of you. I don't know if it was either you or Steven. I actually have not seen it. I've seen a couple of clips, but I actually have not seen it, and it is. I've never had the motivation to watch it because I think you had said that to us. You walked out. It's like shit.
Dude,
That's bad.
this one is too bad. I mean, I truly, it gave me a headache. The dialogue is, I'm sorry, I'm giving this one a we're not worthy, man. But I like, if you can't write a script with dialogue that even remotely feels human or even remotely
Mhm.
does something for me, I don't know. This one is just the worst case of being a very, very, very boring film where scenes don't really seem to flow into each other or add anything to what came before.
Mhm.
Man, I hated this movie. I'm so sorry. Just didn't do anything for me. I always try to find something even in movies I disliked that I
Yeah.
can say like, okay, well that at least that was cool. Like
Right.
the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. There's some great kills in there, but man,
Yeah.
this one, I mean, I got nothing. I have not one thing positive about it, sadly.
Mm-mm-mm. Yep.
Sorry about the hate there, but let's be a little more positive with with Cry Wolf. Knight, have you seen this one?
Ooh,
I
I
actually asked everybody if they had seen this movie in the Discord because it's a little more obscure.
yeah, that's an old one, isn't it?
Like 2005.
Yeah. I do remember seeing that. I haven't seen it in years, but I remember enjoying it.
This one, I'm on the fence. This one, I'm really on the fence with, but I wanted to bring it up tonight because I was curious if you had seen it or not. I think
Hmm.
this one suffers from being like a little slow. Like I think there's a little it kind of has a lull in the middle, but like the ending of this one's pretty cool. And I
Hmm.
really like the concept. It's like the kids make up this fake killer, like they
Yep.
make it up and it like goes viral, and viral in 2005,
Yep.
like through an email chain, and then someone starts showing up as the killer that they created, and it's a really cool idea for like this style of movie, I think. So
Yeah.
I wanted
You
to
got
bring it
John
up.
Bon Jovi's in it.
Yes. And
And
guys, I'll let you do it.
I
I
was
already
gonna,
know.
well, just like our good friend Fate would have loved to gone off on this, but we got a little bit of the supernatural tie in there because Jared Padalecki's in it.
Yes. So are we going to give this one a sympathy vote?
Yeah, let's go for that.
Let's
Er-
do it. Sure.
Erica's laughing because you said email chain. Yeah, it used to be a thing.
In 2005 it was all the rage, I guess.
Was.
But if you haven't seen Cry Wolf, it's not great, but I'd still recommend it. I'd still be like, check it out. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
Clown in a Cornfield, though. This is also a 2025 movie. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, it had moments. It had moments. I did like the storyline with the father and the daughter. I thought it actually was pretty it was a sweet relationship and kind of played against what you would expect kind of from a horror movie. Like he was actually cool and actually did have that disciplinarian type of vibe, but wasn't overbearing and all that type of stuff. The twist of it was okay. I was like, yeah, okay, I get that. The ending, that reveal was kind of like I saw, you see that coming a mile away. I wanted to love it more. I will say that. Because that setting, when I heard about the film, I was like, man, this could be killer because it's a cornfield, bro. you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't love it. And I only saw it once. We actually talked about it on Slasher Movie Club. I only saw it once. I didn't love it, and it's one of those movies that I'd be up for checking out again to see if I still feel that way.
I'm also just not. I really was not crazy about this one, and
Hmm.
I remember going into it thinking like, okay, this is going to be like a gateway horror, like a little
Yeah,
more, not like the most sophisticated crazy thing. I didn't need it to be. But
right.
hearing it was based on a book that was really popular, I couldn't help but
Mhm.
have like some expectations, like thinking like, okay, this is going to be like the start of a new franchise, hopefully.
Hmm.
Man, I was just really disappointed with this one. I don't know, man. I didn't need it to be like the most brutal thing ever, but like a lot of the dialogue in this movie, it's very dialogue heavy, and it feels like it was written by somebody who doesn't really know how to write interesting dialogue. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. It's a little bizarre to me. It's a slasher movie where it's like 99% of it is dialogue.
Hmm.
And I just, again, just very like, oh my God, this just does not sound how like real people talk.
Yeah.
Um, so that was a little frustrating, I think, with this one. So are we going with We're Not Worthy, man, or how do you feel about
Yeah,
this
I
one?
think that's where we got to go with it. And Austin was saying it was so disappointing because the books are so great.
That's what and Austin, I think it's you who's been like championing these books. And
Hmm.
it sucks because it's like, man, I kind of want this to be something good, but it's just sadly not.
Hmm.
Now, Knight, I was telling you before this, I have not seen Cherry Falls, so I'm going to give you the floor with this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is an old one. I'm trying to remember when it came out. Was it like 98 or something like that? Anyways, maybe 99. I think it was right before 2000. It's old school. You have a serial killer in a sleepy town type of thing. The mystery was pretty good. I just remember really digging it, and I have a lot of my friends, my buddies, really enjoyed it too. Brittany Murphy was the star of it, which obviously Kind of sad to think about, some of the folks that aren't with us anymore and the possibilities. But I thought she was great in this. You have Michael Biehn, so you have some great cast. It's definitely one you should check out, Jake. And I would say
Yeah.
that to anyone in the chat who hasn't seen it, because there's a lot of people that haven't. This one, it was like it almost like flew under the radar. And actually, I saw it because I heard about it from a couple of friends back in the day. So it's definitely a fun one.
Totally excellent then.
I would say totally excellent, man.
Very
Totally
nice.
excellent.
I put it on this list because I've heard so many people talk very positively about it, and I've
Mhm.
just never gotten around to watching it. I've had people on the chat multiple times tell me like, "Dude, you got to see this one. It's something special." And I've just never gotten around to it. I've just never had the
Yeah.
time, sadly. But I'm gonna put this one on eventually, guys. I still have a watch list. I hope you all know from the last stream we did. People were recommending me all these crazy movies, so I'm gonna have a busy weekend of just catching up on stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, but I mean, this one, it kind of works against some of the tropes and stuff. The killer is targeting, virgins, male and female, so it kind of gets all of the young people in a tizzy, so to speak. I
Yeah.
thought it was fun. I really do. But I haven't seen it in God easily half a dozen years. So I've definitely got to reconnect to it, but it's fun.
Nice, very nice. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's definitely what I'm gonna have to put on sometime soon. It was a very fun list though. I'll tell you what, I will
Yeah.
say 60% was totally excellent, 40% were not worthy. So it's kind of cool that most of the movies were, hell yeah, these could be Scream flicks. So I think that's fun. Do you have another stream coming up? Is that what I'm seeing in the chat right now?
I don't know, not tonight.
Okay, never mind. Never, I'm just crazy then. I thought I saw someone. I thought Paula was saying like, "Oh, we got a thing coming up tonight or something." Never mind. But
Oh, yeah, no, Paula, we don't have Slasher Movie Club tonight. That's on Monday.
oh hell yeah, very good. Very good stuff. Do you want to chat little horror for the next like 20ish minutes or so, if you don't
Sure.
mind? Okay,
Yeah.
hey, rock on, man, rock on, rock on. We have Austin Allman here. Thank you for being a member. Saying, "Have y'all seen the metal musical Stage Fright? It's surprisingly gory."
Oh,
No.
no, I have not. I've seen an old school slasher from like the 80s called Stage Fright. Um, yeah, I haven't seen this, a metal musical. That's interesting.
I like the idea of that, a metal musical. That sounds crazy. I'm here for
Right?
that.
Yeah.
I was just
Hell yeah.
listening to the Dead Meat podcast talk about the Paranormal Activity stage play. I don't know if you've heard anything about that.
Ooh, no.
I
Wow.
I hear it's like they were praising it. They're like, dude, it's actually like a scary play. which is
Wow.
kind of sick. And I'm like, I don't even know how you would do that. How you would effectively make something like that scary versus, found footage.
Yeah, no, I mean, that would be well, they must have figured out something if they decided to do it, right? That would be kind of cool to see. I will say this, the Paranormal Activity films, you can kind of say what you want, but it's a fun ride. It's a fun ride through those films, and especially back in the day, they were going head to head with Saw. So like horror, as much as some people kind of forget, and obviously we didn't have a lot of slashers at that time, but I feel like Saw and Paranormal Activity were carrying the torch for horror.
Dude, 100% with Paranormal Activity in the late 2000s, early 2010s. I mean, that was another one of those series where it was just like every year they had a new one out, and
Yep.
for me at least, I grew up with them, so I kind of love them. Like it's one of those things where I think I have a lot of nostalgia for them.
Hmm.
But I get why it's not for everybody. Found footage is very it feels like it appeals to a certain group versus others not as much. Like some people just want to see blood, guts, and fast pace, and found footage and Paranormal Activity especially is just not that, right?
Right, right. But it's funny because those films were so popular. I remember they'd have all the showing, the test screen audiences, and all you would see is people jump in, and their eyes were all big, and they just, these movements, and they were getting scared out of their seats and stuff. There was some fun stuff with that franchise.
I think it was the first time I saw a movie where it was like characters who were haunted versus the house. Like they couldn't just leave the house; it was going to follow them.
Yes.
You know, it was like
Right.
a thing from their past, and I was like, "Ooh, that's kind of cool." I think Insidious was more popular for doing that idea, right?
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity is kind of the first, was kind of the the one to kick down that door originally, which I think is fun. So
I agree.
Sarah Campbell's also with us. Thank you for being a member. Saying, "Hey, sorry I'm late. I have to watch the first hour on replay." It's all good. We talked about 25 different movies that are Scream inspired. That we decided what were worthy of maybe being a part of the Scream franchise, and some that sadly were not.
Yep,
But
exactly.
it's a very
And
fun
Sarah,
conversation.
and Sarah, you'll be happy to know we came close to giving out the name, and you got a shout out. So check out that replay.
So yeah, that's another thing. If anyone has a guess at the Lethal Collective's original name, feel free to put that out there as well. We'll tell you if anyone gets it. Fate will be really mad, I bet, though, if someone got it here and he wasn't here.
Right?
Yeah.
He would. Literally, he'd be. I tell you. Look at Sarah says, like, oh my God. she was she was at a concert last night and she was throwing out her guesses. And bro, she was right down the road. And I was like, uh-oh. That's all I said. That's all I said. Oh man.
She's coming
Too
after
funny.
you, dude. You gotta be careful.
She is, man. She is.
Again, and I keep saying it, but it's just so true. When you guys do find out what it is, y'all are gonna laugh. Y'all are gonna be mad. You're like, it's been right there the whole time.
The whole time, guys.
Oh man,
it is right in front of you.
It's wild. I can't wait. I can't wait for someone to figure it out. It really is going to be a funny stream. Eric from the Bearded Entertainment is hanging out with us as well. What is up, my friend? How's it going? What's up, all y'all lovely people? How we doing? Eric, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I am beardless. So I need to steal some of your beard and put it on and glue it to my face with some hot glue.
Oh jeez. Oh gosh.
We'll make this a real horror movie scenario. But Eric, thank you for being with us.
Wow.
Oh man. So with Scream, we haven't even talked about Scream on this whole stream. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Imagine that.
I don't even remember the last time we got on one of these and didn't talk about that. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up with some of the the latest updates or?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't think there's been. Well, maybe you'll be correcting me. I don't think there's been anything that's been like huge to like, oh my God, this is crazy shit. Kind of, you always try to wait for people to say certain things and you just kind of like, wait a minute, there it is right there. But I'm still hyped up about it. That's the one thing that I'm really excited about is that I still have that excitement. So like, even when we do talk about it, whether it's between your channel and mine or the collective, there's still that passion, which is crazy because like you said, we talk about it a lot, so it just shows how hardcore we are as Scream fans. But it also shows that there's a lot to talk about. It's got a rich mythology, and again, like we were saying earlier with the live tier voting, it was able to withstand decades and multiple sequels, and even was able to handle Wes not being around anymore. So love it or hate it, love or hate the newest films, you got to give it credit for still being here and still doing great business and still having a lot of fans and a thriving community online.
100%. And I think that's why I keep coming back is because there is so much to love about the series. It's not just one thing or the other. I mean, there's so much built into this from the original, that we're still finding ways to stem off of here in entry number 7 that's upcoming. But some of the big things there's some little things that I think are funny that I'll tell you about. Scream News over on Twitter is telling us that McKenna Grace is going to have her own like moment where she sings just like Derek in Scream 2. That. Which, like, thank God, because truly, I think if you're going to call back to anything, it's Scream 2. I mean, it's Derek's musical number, right?
I just want to know who's the person that's going to be like, Oh my
The killer Stu's in the background doing
Oh
this, you
my
know?
God. Could you imagine? Like all of a sudden? Oh gosh. Oh,
If
that's
that's,
horrible.
if that's how they reveal that Stu's still alive, fine. Okay, I'll take it, No.
Yeah, that right. Oh God. Oh man. I'm so excited. And we last week, of course, on my channel when we were hoping and praying to get that second trailer and we got denied at the finish line.
Yeah.
I'm just still really curious to what we will see. Barb said that damn cafeteria scene. I know, right?
Thank God we're doing more of that, I
I
mean, oh
know.
man.
Uh, but yeah, I'm still so curious about what choice they're going to make as far as what's going to be in that second trailer. Fingers crossed that it carries on that hype and elevates the hype without giving something important away or anything big away. That's above all else, that's my main thing. Don't give away important stuff.
I'm really I'm really worried about that, dude. The first trailer I feel like is already giving away some stuff, and I've kind of
Yeah.
told you that I'm like I don't mind knowing, like, dude, Joel McHale is dead. Like, there's no way, he is dead meat. Sorry, like,
Yeah.
there's probably some misdirection in there that we're gonna be blown away by when we see the movie. But one thing that I'm dead certain about, like that man is not living through that film. That feels like a pretty big spoiler. I mean, that's Sydney's husband we're talking about here, and that's like
Yeah.
the first piece of marketing for this whole thing. We know that already. So what is coming in part two? What's the next thing gonna reveal to us? We're hearing that it's Stu's face, though. We're hearing that we're gonna actually see Stu Macher revealed, what he looks like in Scream 7. So do you think what do you think about all that?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I can hear Fate right now. It's funny. I could literally hear Tyler talking right now in my head. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, it definitely will get all of us talking. I mean, we'll have stuff for weeks just off of that alone to talk about and also engage with the audience. I think it's one of those things, and this is kind of a cheat. I don't want to sound like I'm cheating, but it is a cheat. It's almost one of those things where if that were to happen, depending on what goes on in the movie when I see it, will kind of make that work or not work for me. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Almost got myself confused, but
No, dude, I totally hear you because, like, let's, there's a couple of options. There's a couple of possibilities with Stu being in the flick. It could be that he's just, AI and a deep fake for the new killers. It could be that he's actually physically alive, and that's going to be a big reveal. If it's the latter there and they show us Stu in the trailer, it's like, dude, you're putting the big reveal in the, like, what? Even if, and we've talked about it before, if Stu is working with other people and that's the reveal, who cares? Like, Stu Macher is alive. That's going to be the big thing about the movie. No one's going to care about anything else you're doing, I promise. So if they're banking on, well, we still got new ghost faces we're going to reveal, no one cares about that at that point. Like, are you kidding me? Stu's back,
Yeah. Yep. It's a conundrum. It really is. I mean, obviously, as soon as we were told that Matthew was going to be in it, it's kind of like, okay, well, I kind of, let me ask you this. I mean, we've talked about it before, but now that we're getting closer and closer to this thing popping off, if there was any way, and this probably wouldn't have been any way, but in a perfect world, if there was any way they could have hidden the fact that Matthew was in the film, do you think that would have been the smart way to go, as far as whether Stu is alive physically or even just a flashback or just a couple minutes on screen as a flashback or even as a deep fake? Do you think that would have been the better way to go if it was even possible?
Yes, and I really think so, because I'm looking at other movies that have kept big surprises like that a secret. And even when things leaked, it still led to people going to the theaters to see it. I mean, compare this. I think a lot of this line of thinking kind of goes all the way back to one of the most popular movies that is in this conversation is Spider-Man, No Way Home or whatever. That's a movie where they were trying to keep this secret for as long as possible, but there was little tiny hints from, the other Spider-Man actors throughout. And then I
Yeah.
think it was a week before, if I'm not mistaken, that pictures of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire actually leaked, and it's all three of the Spider-Man together. And it was all
Yeah.
over the internet, I remember, and people were saying, "Oh, it's fake, it's this, it's that," and no one was 100% sure. But I think what's going on is that the people who are making this new Scream movie, they're saying to themselves, well, we don't want it to leak because we don't want that surprise to be out. But I'm telling you, like, when that happened with the Spider-Man, there was people who didn't believe it. There was
Right.
people who were like, oh, this is clearly what's going on. But then there was a whole other camp that was like, no, it's AI generated, or it's this, it's
Right.
that, it's whatever. I don't know if AI was in the conversation at this point. This was like 2019, but people thought it was fake. People thought it was doctored or whatever. You could still Photoshop shit back then.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I just, for me, I wish they hadn't announced it, because think about how much harder that trailer would have hit too.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
that trailer, and we've talked about this, it teases Stu. It teases it's some sort of connection to Stu. We're burning down Stu's house. And then
Yep.
we have Ghostface on the phone saying, yeah, reminds me of where we grew up, Sydney, Woodsboro, California. He doesn't say that, but you know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Yep. It's true. Yeah. I mean, it would have been look, I mean, as much hype as we got with the trailer, which was a lot online, it probably would have been easily twice as much, because then it just would have been like, oh my God. So yeah, I agree too. If they could have kept the lid on this, that would have been the best way to go. And obviously they made this choice for some reason. Maybe they just figured, hey, there's no way we're going to keep the lid on this thing. I don't know. It's crazy.
And it could just be because it's nostalgia and that sells, of course. So maybe it's just like they were just banking on the fact, well, if we get people excited about these characters, they're going to show up. It could just be something as simple as that.
True. And like we've said so many times, and sometimes it's hard to remember, but all of us here online, all the different channels that talk about Scream, we're such a small percentage, you know what I'm saying, of that movie going audience. And so, they might have just been thinking, hey, we're going to put it out there. But like, for instance, I've got friends that are Scream fans or they're horror fans. They don't know. They're like, what? Matthew Lillard's in it? Like, yeah. Like, oh, what? How? They have no clue. When they go in the theater, whatever happens is going to just hit them like a ton of bricks. So, there's that aspect of it too. We're such a small percentage of that overall audience that's going to be watching this thing when it comes out.
Yeah, and I hope even after following all these updates, we're still surprised.
Right.
Right. That's kind of the double-edged sword of doing this, is that you get to a movie and it's like, oh, yep, there's the thing that we've been talking about for 5 fucking months, right? So I'm hoping they still find a way, because for me at least, I mean, I still walked out of Screams 5 and 6 really, really blown away by some stuff. Not everything, but there was some shocks. There was some things that I was like, didn't think they would do that,
Right. Well, and again, if I'm, a part of this, that's what I'm thinking. It's like there's going to be stuff that's put out there, but let's really make this something that takes people on a journey. Let's have some moments where they don't expect certain things to happen, and it does. But make it work, execute it the right way. Don't just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, because that's the bottom line of these films, is that mystery and trying to figure things out and putting the pieces together. So I'm very hopeful that it will go like that, and of course it's a lot of hope I'm putting on Kevin Williamson, but I really think that he has a connection to this. He has an investment in this, and I think he's genuinely excited that he got this chance to do the film, and I think it's going to work. I really, really do.
And you got to love that. You got to love that passion from him, man. I mean, it's contagious. The way everything he posts about this movie, he is over the moon about it, and I love that. That tells me this isn't just a day job for him or a paycheck.
Right. It wasn't like they just said, "Hey, you want to do it? Yeah, I'll do it." It's like this was like there was that real passion, and the love he has for the characters, the love he has for Nev and Courtney and Wes, and just everything that they've been able to build, that's real. So hopefully that's going to help carry this thing across the finish line.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's a banger. I would love another good Sydney story. But something that is absolutely a banger that just is coming out this weekend, guys, is the new Silent Night, Deadly Night. And Jason, who, guys, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the other streams, but Jason fought to get Silent Night, Deadly Night at his theater, and he got to see it tonight, which is really exciting stuff.
Ooh, I love that.
Well, this has been a whole story. This is a story in multiple chapters, which has been which has been fun. Jason, thank you for being a member for 34 months as well. Wow. Silent Night, Deadly Night, 9 out of 10. Billy Chapman would eat Corey Cunningham's lunch. I love that. It sounds a little sexual when you put it that way, though.
Right.
Now I want to see that movie. I'm kidding. If you're if you're reading this, go support this movie and check it out ASAP. Jason, I could not agree more. This is a really fun slasher. I'm gonna be honest, Knight. I think it might be my favorite slasher film of the year. It was really good.
Ooh, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. That just made me think of a couple of films that we've talked about. That's a big statement. I definitely want to see it too. Hopefully we get a chance to. We're big fans of Silent Night, Deadly Night. And especially when you talk about Christmas horror. I mean, come on, this is the Halloween of it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But I'm glad I'm hearing good things from quite a few people. So that's awesome. And like I said, I'm rooting for Rowan. I want him to get his cred back. He's always handled the criticisms of Halloween Ends like a champ, always taking the high road and so forth. So yeah, I'm glad to hear it's good.
I think my biggest thing about this movie is that it's Halloween Ends if it if it was better. I mean, it really is just a better version of Halloween Ends, and it goes to show like that concept was cool, but I just don't know if it worked in Halloween. It does here though. Like for me at least, I was very blown away. Rowan Campbell, I think this is his best role yet. And I really think the narrative is about to flip with him. So he's my definitive Billy Chapman now. Let's put it that way. I think who has claimed that role, it is now Rowan Campbell. So I loved Silent Night, Deadly Night. Some other great slashers from this year, Black Phone 2, Hard Eyes. I'd put those up there, but Silent Night, Deadly Night, I think it tops both of them for me personally.
Wow. So, man, I can't wait to see it because I got to see how I feel about it. Because Black Phone 2, bro.
Black Phone 2 was really good, man. It was very much better than I expected it to be, and it was like an 8 out of 10. I think I'm with Jason here. 9 out of 10 for Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Ooh, I can't wait to check it out because man, I'm telling you, Black Phone 2. We've been talking a lot about it on Instagram. Sarah and Julie. I mean, we're just huge fans of it, and just the awesome stuff. And Ethan Hawke, man, handsome Hawke himself. Love him. Love him. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what I think about Silent Night versus it.
Oh, hell yeah, man. But Jason, thank you so much for being a member. And I'm so glad you enjoyed the movie too, man. I'm not even trying to be weird or anything, but I saw that movie and I'm like getting ready to do a review and I'm just like, Jason needs to see that movie. Like Jason comes in here and talks about Halloween Ends all the time, is defending it when I start throwing some shit out about it. And Jason's always there to pick up the pieces, Corey Cunningham. So I was just like, Jason needs to see this fucking movie, dude. Oh, so I'm very glad you liked it, my friend.
There you go.
We also have Paul, Mr. Mastermind Killer, saying Joel McHale doesn't die. It's a Dewey fake out death. Are we going to see Joel McHale on the stretcher night? Do we think he's going to give us the thumbs up?
Bro, if he gives the thumbs up, man, I mean, he must be, either in league with Chad or something, man, because it's just not looking good. It's just not looking good. But hey, I guess hey, look, after seeing 6, and I'm not trying to crap on it, but I guess after seeing 6, anything could be possible. But I don't think so.
You have a good point though about maybe him and Chad are doing the same like creatine or something, and they're just like they're bulking up and just ready to take a million knife stabs to the chest or something. But I think he's a goner, man. There's a purpose for this too. I feel like Sydney lost a parent in the original Scream, and that's kind of what has fueled a lot of this franchise. I think Tatum is on a very similar route. She needs a little bit of trauma.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. It definitely it bridges, it works. So I agree. That would definitely be some leverage for her character as well. And a shared heartache between her and her mother. So I definitely think that's I think that's exactly why it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
And that's a really good point too. That strengthens their relationship together. If they want to do more with these two characters and like Scream 8, which, we've talked about this quite a few times now, is that Production Weekly is saying Scream 8 is going to start filming very shortly after Scream 7 hits theaters. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like this is probably going to be a two-parter. You want to strengthen up that relationship. You want it to be something even better in the next movie. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Sacrifice Joel to to make everything else on screen work even better. So
Yep. Yep.
Mr. Mastermind, Paul is throwing 10 out there. Thank you so much, my friend. Saying, how do we know if Sydney grew up in Woodsboro? Her family could have moved to Woodsboro. Also, the Ghostface could be much older or younger than Sydney. They didn't have to live in Woodsboro at the same time. We just know Woodsboro for this Ghostface. So it could be anyone from any time period. Knight, what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, that definitely opens up a lot of possibilities, and it makes total sense. Because people do that all the time. I mean, hell, I've moved from a big city to a much smaller one, so it's possible. But I don't know. I think the way that things have been put out there, I think Sydney has always been in Woodsboro. I mean, maybe not. We'll see. Um, but I think it's going to go kind of the way we've talked about it, as far as Leslie having a hand in this. I really think that's the way it's going to go. If it's not, I'd be totally happy with that. Like, I would love to be in the theater and it's not Leslie Mocker, and like there's a lot of stuff going on that I had no inkling of, like, wow, that's cool that they did that. I would love for that to happen, but it just seems like all of these things are just falling in place so neatly that I can't not stare at the wreck. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's totally feasible and plausible, that Sydney moved there to Woodsboro.
I'll tell you what, if it's not a family member, if it's like, if they're just, I'm just kidding, bro, I'm not from Woodsboro, I will love this movie forever. I'm going to tell you that right now. If it's not someone connected to the past, and that's the misdirection. Because
Yeah.
isn't that kind of weird that they put it in the trailer? You know what I mean? That line
Yeah.
from Ghost, like that tells us a lot about this ghost face, and they're putting that in the trailer for the first movie. Now, again, this is the same trailer that potentially spoils the death of Sydney's husband that we're talking about here. But
Right.
what if this is misdirection? What if our ghost faces are just pranking Sydney and saying they're someone from Woodsboro when really they're just
Right.
some shitheads who are fans of the movies or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they could have been following, the whole thing, and then seeing that it usually did have a connection to the past or to Woodsboro or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we're going to use that, as part of our weaponry. I mean, that's totally possible. And actually, you're right. It would be kind of cool, using what our expectations are, and plus Sydney. Because it's like it's always been said, it's always connected to the past and so forth. Like, using her own expectations against her. I mean, she's especially, like, in 4, and obviously in 5 to a degree, especially at the end. She's confident in her ability to withstand trauma because she's been through it. She knows what she has to do. Of course, I have a gun. So, to see a way to break down that confidence, that obviously would raise the stakes for her, because we all know the rule that will not be broken in Scream 7. So we have to find a way to still to put her in peril and make us almost think, yeah, it could happen. This could be a way, to use her expectations against her.
Yeah, yes, and I think that's something that I would totally vibe with, because at this point, don't you think, like, I'm almost every time I watch Scream 5, we have this back and forth very quickly with Sydney and Richie before he reveals himself. And I every time I watch that, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm kind of shocked Sydney just doesn't be like, okay, well, it's obviously him, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's a part of me that feels like if I'm that close to the killer and I'm Sidney Prescott, who has been through this so many times before and has thought, and think about how, I mean, even between the movies, thinking about it, analyzing that trauma, you know, like having that haunt you and on a day-to-day basis, you'd think you'd pick up on even more clues, like things that we as viewers from the outside wouldn't even have really picked up on or noticed.
Right.
So you'd think like she might be able to sniff out new killers doing the same thing. So, you know, for me, it's like if you want to have a killer who's really trying to pull the wool over her eyes, make you think it's going to be this kind of repeat style family member killer, right?
Yeah.
But then really it's just McKenna Grace,
Right.
who's just some kid who's pissed off or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. That'd be. Hey, I like it.
I love that misdirection though. That's awesome stuff. Paul, thank you for the 10. Really appreciate it. I hope we're dead wrong though. I think that's the big point of all this. I don't want to be right.
Right.
Sarah Campbell's throwing 5 out there saying, you both should know Erica, Julie, Val, and I now have a detective chat. We will figure it out and we're going to be insufferable until we do. I'm losing my mind right. This is so funny. So, you know, here, one other thing I will say is when Erica messaged me, she was very close. She was very close to it. And I won't say why or how, but there was something that she messaged me that I was just like, dude, you are teetering on it. Oh my God. So,
All right.
I got to shut up, right?
It's right there, though. It is right there. I'm just gonna say
it's right there, guys.
It's
right there, man.
Yeah.
I genuinely can't say anymore. I just can't say any more about it because I think I'll just give it away. We've given you enough clues, truly.
Now, all seriousness, and we're having a lot of fun with it. And by the way, shout out to the mods. You guys are absolutely amazing. You know we love you guys. We truly do. And so this is all for fun. But I will say we've probably given too many clues. Like, you know, when we think about everything that we've kind of said about it, I almost feel like we've given too many clues away. That's how right there it is.
That's why I don't want to say anymore because we will give it away on accident.
Yeah.
I want you guys to figure it out. You know,
yeah, we're rooting for you guys, man.
We are totally rooting for you. I don't want to give it to you because I think if we naturally figure it out, it's going to be the greatest moment on stream ever. It's going to be very funny. Mm-hmm. And they figured it out. Oh my God, someone got it. Someone got it. Shit.
Someone got it?
Should I put it on screen? Someone got it.
Did they?
Someone got it, yeah. Do you see it?
No. I'm still way back.
Oh, someone got it.
Wow. Just put it out there like that.
Okay, fuck. No way. This is crazy. I was just saying that like, oh, no one's going to figure it out. Sarah, thank you for the 5. Val's Views has guessed it. I'm throwing this guess out there for the collective name, fucking first 4 letters of all the channel names. Yes, that is correct.
Oh my God.
It was the fucking collective. That was the name.
Oh my God. Tyler is going to be fucking furious. Dude, no, I'm calling him. Right now. You should call him. I'm going to text him.
It was the first 4 letters of all of our YouTube names. And we have to give credit where credit is due. Tyler came up with it. Tyler was like, guys, let's be the fucking collective. That's hilarious. And Steven was like, no, dude.
My God, the look on his face, guys. If you guys could have been there, that's the best part.
Are you calling him or do you want me to call him?
I'm texting him. You can call him if you want.
I'm calling him. I'm harassing him right now. He's got to come on here. This is crazy. I can't believe it. Val got it, dude.
Wow.
He better not be talking about the Lakers right now. I swear.
He probably is. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
Everybody was like, it's the 4 guys. It's the 4. And I'm like, nah, dude. No, it's right there. I'm telling you.
Please leave your message for 70.
Whoops, whoops.
Whoa.
Hey, hang on. I almost did that last time too when he didn't answer. I keep doxing him, dude. I gotta
Oh
stop.
my God.
I'm gonna give every YouTuber's phone and every YouTuber's phone number in my phone out in the chat one day. I think it's gonna be
Oh
really
my
funny. I'm
gosh.
kidding. I'm never going to do that.
Oh my God.
But anyways, he'll get back to us eventually.
He will.
Wow. I don't know what to say, Knight.
Sooner or later, it had to happen. It really did. And shout out to Val. These mods, man, they've been at it. They truly have been at it. So hey, you guys rock. Val, there's a reason I've always called you the general, okay? You just took this ball and you ran with it. Wow.
I'm a little bummed, this was such a fun running gag, and I'm glad I'm sad it's over. But I am glad that you've all figured it out.
But the good news is that, there's still a lot of people that probably don't know or may not see this. So
keep the secret. Keep the secret for as long as you can.
Yeah,
there
keep
you go.
it going.
Damn, dude. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
Sarah's saying we guessed that forever ago. We didn't see it, dude, because we've been.
I didn't see that. Really?
You think y'all have been talking about it? We've been talking about it behind the scenes. We're like, when is everyone going to guess it? It's crazy.
Yeah. Like even Steven, man. Like even Steven used to say, yeah, I don't think anyone will ever guess that. And yeah, we've had a lot of fun about it. But that day, that was a funny day. And Steven was like, well, I guess we could do t-shirts of it.
Dude, so funny. Oh my God.
Sarah, you gotta message me on Instagram if you get a chance and let me know when you guessed it, because I don't remember that, honestly. I really don't remember it.
I would have pointed it out too, because like if I had seen it, I would have been like, "Oh my God!" Like someone got
it. Unless it was in the chat, what I'm saying, it, and we just didn't see it, or maybe we were like talking at the time and just didn't catch it. That's possible,
That tends to happen. But yeah, what I will say is just, guys, I wish we were live when we had that conversation with Steven, because his face turned red. He was. Yeah. He was so just like, guys, I don't know if I can commit to that. And Tyler was, you know how Tyler gets. He is so just like, no, fucking collective, guys. That's so cool.
Yeah,
and it's like no one will know it's that. And I'm like, no, everyone's gonna know it's FCKN. Like, are you kidding? What else could that mean?
Right.
But he was just he was so adamant about it. I remember he was so like, dude, we got to do this. And Steven was like bright red, like, dude, I can't do that.
It was.
I think he said something like I have people from my church who watch, or something like that. And just so freaked out.
Yep. But in true Steven fashion, and Steven was the absolute best at this. He really was. He didn't make us feel dumb for either liking it or even considering it. He was just like talking to us in that way he always talked to folks, pulling us away from the edge of the cliff and talking about, well, guys, maybe we should just come up with something a little bit better. Maybe we could do that for merch, maybe for a t-shirt or something. And sure as hell, we were kind of like, oh yeah, a little bit. Like, he was just great. He was great.
It was really one of the better moments, I think, from the whole thing. Yeah. Was that whole conversation. But he was very persuasive. Yeah. we all three of us were like, let's do that for the name, and we didn't end up doing it. So
yeah. Because like Tyler said, well, people may not even really say it, it's like, but it's there and we know it. And so it was kind of cool, because it would have been like somewhat of an inside thing. Of course, most people would have figured it out, but Steven, he stood strong, man. He's like, nah, guys, that's a little too on the nose. It was just great.
Oh man, just funny stuff, man. Funny stuff. Eric is throwing 5 out there saying this day will go down in Killzone history. Too bad for Fate. He missed it. He can add it to his Fate's rants. Yeah. Nothing back from it. Did you get a text or anything?
No,
I've seen nothing.
No, he might be busy though.
Crazy, man. Well, if he's live with his Lakers stuff, guys, go harass him and tell him that y'all figured it out.
Yeah. Crazy.
I love that. Erica, thank you for the 5. I really appreciate it. Well, I don't think we can top that night, so I think this might be where we have to close out the stream.
Right.
That's it. We've peaked. We
Yeah. There's nowhere else to go.
There's nowhere else to go after that. Do you have any more streams coming up for the rest of the week, or maybe next week that you want to talk about real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming on Saturday night, so that should be a lot of fun and just hanging out type of thing. Really excited for that. And then well, for the collective, it'll be on my channel, and
we have a lot to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about. Fate will be there, and holy moly. Whew, I'm telling you, it's gonna be fun, guys. We love you guys so much. Seriously, you guys are so awesome and so supportive of us, and we have like the greatest mods of all time that back us up all the time. So we're lucky.
Yeah, so much love to you guys, and Erica is cracking me up right now. Go say hi to Fate and say, "What's fucking up, Fate?" Please, if you guys do that, that would be I'm gonna literally go over and see if he's streaming right after this.
Well,
and
I don't see him. I don't see him live. I just checked his channel. I don't see him live. Unless he has another channel I don't know about, which is possible.
He has 100 channels, dude. I mean, that guy is busy.
I don't know how he does it. But what's also funny, I'll just say this real quick, and I know we're about to head on out, but you even were talking about how you were going to say something like, how'd you say? You said, it's too bad they don't fucking get it, or something like that. and we were both like, oh, that might be too close.
One time after one of our most recent streams, I think I said I was gonna be like, I just can't believe they haven't guessed the fucking original collective name or something, like just something in there, just get that in and just see if anyone picked up on it. You guys were like, no, don't do that, it's way too obvious.
Oh my god.
Too funny,
this was
man.
Fun.
Very, very fun stuff. Guys, thank you again for joining us. We'll be live on Night's page next Thursday for another rendition of Killzone. Who knows what we'll be talking about there? It's always something different. Something revolving around Scream, though. Come on now. Let's go, baby. But anyways, thank you. Thank you again. Stop on by some of Night's lives as well. And guys, I'll be talking with you all soon. Don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Bye-bye.
Peace.